Hello friends, Danny here. In this guide I'm gonna tell you exactly what went wrong with the Trek checkout, and before you buy it, just take into consideration a couple of issues with this bike, because there are issues. I understand that nowadays every other influencer is riding either e-bike or gravel bike. This is trend. These are overpriced, over advertised, but they could have made better full suspension gravel bike, if you will, and here there's just a couple of things really wrong. So first off, bear with me, I have the Polish website here. I cannot load the US, I don't know why, but this bike is advertised for this big journeys, big travels. They say that this one will be faster than the mountain bike on gravel and will be faster than the rigid gravel bike on single trails. It's not made for single trails, but anyway, and it's awesome for doing the Tour Divide. Tour Divide, my friends, is 2,700 miles. Why don't you want to do those miles on this bike? I'm going to tell you exactly right now. So first off, we have the suspension. Rear 55 millimeters, really small. Front 60 millimeters, and then the tire clearance. This is kind of misleading, 56 millimeters. This is just mountain bike tire width from the 90s. So this is 90s mountain bike tire width. This is 2.2 or 2.25 inch, and the price is, oh, it's steep. It starts with just around like $4,000, but it's not even a frame set. They don't give you the fork with it. It's just the frame with the damper. So I went for the cheaper one. There is SL and SL 5 and 7. So SL5 will cost you $6,000. And now the first thing that went absolutely wrong with this bike, and I'm surprised why. Why? When you go to the specs, which are not that easy to find nowadays, they want to show you lots of different stuff, but not the specs. In the specs we have 12 kilograms or 26.4 pounds. And I was thinking, maybe it's because of the rack a little bit. No, it says without the rear rack. 12 kilograms. It's a heavy bike for a $6,000 with so little suspension and carbon frame, and same price. It's a good bike, Trek Super Caliber. Same exact price. You've got GX, AXS, T-type stuff, the drivetrain there, and this one is lighter. It weighs just a little bit under that. It's 11.88 or 26 pounds. So how can you make a full suspension cross-country bike with 110 millimeters of travel front, 80 millimeters of travel rear, 170 millimeters of travel on your dropper, 2.4 tire width, and super heavy GX drivetrain? This derailleur, my friends, it weighs half a kilogram. I've never had such a heavy derailleur in my hand, and still it is lighter at the same price than this bike, which has slimmer tires, way less suspension. It should be lighter. The drivetrain should be lighter. 100 millimeters of travel on the dropper. So that's one thing I just can't ignore here. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now the practicality. Is this bike really made for this? The very first thing, if you want to be doing big journeys, bikepacking journeys, is this drivetrain of this bike. If you look at it, this is 1x drivetrain, which for me already sounds wrong, but okay, you don't want to have two chainrings at the front, okay, but what do you have? You have the Shimano GRX gravel specific chain set with 38 teeth at the front. So if you don't know what that means, it means that your chain set right here has a big chainring right here. Just so you can imagine how it works. 3851. Amateur mountain bike riders will use 3251 or 52. Little bit stronger will use 34 51, 52. Like for example, 34 will be often the choice for pro women mountain bikers. 34. 36 will be often the chainring for elite men, and 38 is so big chainring. And if you want to be doing this guy is riding steep hills, doing lots of elevation. And 38, believe me, if you weigh, let's say 80 kilograms, 90 kilograms, you put 10 kilo on your bike, it's just impossible. But many who buy these bikes, they think, okay, I will just swap the chainring. No problem. On this GRX crankset, you can swap the chainring for a larger one, from 38 to 40 teeth. There is no smaller option, which is actually stupid, because this is not made for bikepacking. 2x would be better, and what I would do, I will show you the bike I've built on this drivetrain with 32 cock. I don't have to spin my cranks down the hill. I just let the bike ride for the bikepacking adventures, right? But 32, 51, 32, 52 will be good for riding up the hill. And I will often tell you guys, if you're going for many days bikepacking, you very easily run out of the gears. So we say we never have enough gears on a bikepacking bike or traveling bike. So that's one thing. Another thing is that suspension. There is no lockout on the handlebars. You have a lever on the fork and you have a lever on this rear suspension, the shock. Believe me, you won't be happy using those levers every time you want to go off the saddle, because you will feel this thing is not as stiff as the rigid gravel bike. The consequence of having the fork. There's a huge difference in weight between the rigid fork and the suspension fork, but there is a very little difference between, let's say, 60 millimeters suspension fork and 100 millimeters suspension fork. So why, if you do full suspension bike, just put more travel on it. That would be something. And little travel, no lockouts on the handlebars means it won't be really practical. And remember, you and your bike will weigh more for those adventures. That means you set 2 millimeters sack on this fork, which is very, very little. It will be very, very stiff if you don't want to bounce with this. So this is not practical. Another thing is what you can see right here. Going for a long travels in hot weather means you don't want to have one bottle right there. There is no bottle cage mounts on your fork. So one bottle here, it looks awesome. This is bikepacking bike. This won't be practical. Just check out the bikes from Tour Divide and how people actually build them so that they can make so many miles. It won't look like this. And of course, the Super Caliber, it's not a bikepacking bike, but you can put a bag on the handlebars. You can put a bag right there. You can put the bag right here. This is not a bikepacking bike, but just remember that this is not a practical thing. So the drivetrain, the weight, no mountings on your fork, no lever on the handlebar to lock out your suspension is just not practical. And this price, $6,000 for this, is way too high. So that's what I think. Share your thoughts in the comments and see you in the next one. Bye bye.